Welcome to Bake Time. Today I will show you how to make the most amazing cinnamon rolls. These rolls are soft, delicate and rich, and they have a really nice gooey, sticky filling. For the dough we need milk, flour, butter, baking powder, yeast and white sugar. For the filling we'll also need butter, brown sugar and cinnamon. First step in the recipe is to proof the yeast. I have 500 ml of warm milk, half a cup of sugar and half a cup of melted butter. First we're going to add our sugar and butter to the milk and mix it up until it's all combined and the sugar is dissolved. And now I'm going to add my butter. Now we're going to mix this up until it becomes one mixture. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast and mix it up until everything's combined and set it aside for 10 minutes to let the yeast rise. This recipe requires 6 cups of flour. I have 4.5 cups of flour here. We will use the remaining flour once the dough has risen, as it is a very wet dough. Now I'm going to add the yeast to the flour and make sure it's combined. Continue mixing this dough for around 1 to 2 minutes. Once it becomes a nice and silky dough, let that rise for 1 hour. Then you'll add your remaining 1.5 cups of flour. Once you've mixed your dough, you want to get this nice wet and sticky mixture. Now we're going to keep a wet kitchen towel over this and keep it in a warm place to rise for 1 hour. Onto our filling. I've softened 250 grams of butter, to which I'm going to add 1.5 cups of brown sugar and 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon. This is the consistency of the filling. Just let it be outside. Don't put it in the refrigerator, because in the refrigerator it'll become very hard. How our dough looks after 1 hour of rising. Now I'm going to mix 1 teaspoon of baking powder with 1.5 cups of flour and mix it into the dough. We're going to add the flour mixture slowly, bit by bit, into the dough. Now we're going to knead this until it's a nice elastic dough. You need to knead this for approximately 8 to 10 minutes. This is what the dough looks like after 8 to 10 minutes of kneading. We're going to flour the surface around it and a little bit on the dough. And we're going to start rolling it into a rectangle. Now that I've rolled it, I'm going to even it out with my knife on all the sides. Now that I've evened it out on all sides, I'm going to take the filling that we made and put it on top on different parts of the dough to make sure that it's spread evenly. I've spread the filling evenly all over the dough. Now I'm going to roll it up. Starting from the top, I'm going to take the dough and fold it over itself, just a little bit by a little bit, and continue this process. First we're going to cut off the edges using dental floss. I'm going to go down underneath the roll and cut a tiny slim piece of this roll out, and that's the edge piece. We don't need that right now. Continue cutting the roll into 1 inch thick pieces, like so. Now I've greased this dish and I'm now going to place the cinnamon rolls inside it. Make sure you leave some spacing as they are going to increase in size. When I've placed the cinnamon rolls in the dish, I'm going to cover it and let it rise for another 30 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to preheat our oven to 180 degrees. It's been 30 minutes and look how much our rolls have risen. We're going to bake this in our preheated oven, which is at 180 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. Look at the beautiful golden crust. Now you just have to wait 10 more minutes before you can dig in.